Three, two, one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show on earth. This is the M&I's podcast. I am your host, and my name is Mark, and I'm joined by my friend and co-host.
Isaiah, nice to meet you.
Before we begin, if you like our analysis, content, and commentary, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Our next topic is which is bigger, MMA or boxing?
It depends what you mean by biggest. If you mean like what sport has been bigger as like a bigger stage of entertainment, then that would definitely be boxing. It's been around a lot, or it's been more popular for a lot longer. Um, Especially when you have like considering Bruce Lee being like one of the like a he was ahead of his time kind of person where like he was like one of the first famous people to start talking about how it should be there's no style in fighting. You know, there's like jujitsu, there's boxing, there's kickboxing, Muay Thai, blah blah blah. But um the when you're asking like what's the best one, it would he was like the one of the first people to say there's no best style. It's the ones that work for you, or like you take what is useful to you and then you apply it into your own style. That's much more effective than sticking just to one aspect of fighting. um so that whole idea wasn't around for like a big in entertainment for a while, but boxing definitely has been there for a while. MMA is definitely like the new kid on the block right now. I would say even now boxing is bigger than MMA, seeing as how there's young like YouTubers just getting into the sport of boxing for the sake of like creating their own events. They found like a market for it. MMA doesn't really have anything like that yet, so they're it's still like on the more ref, acquired taste type sports. Still big, don't get me wrong, but not as big as boxing. What do you think, Mike?
Bro, I think currently I would say UFC. The UFC is putting the most elite fights, the best
Mhm.
fighting the best, while in boxing that's not happening as often as it is.
Yeah.
We've been calling for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. We've been calling for Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. We've been calling for, all these huge fights. Bivol versus Better Biev, right? Lomachenko versus Haney, and all these big fights. And the only one that has recently come up was Garcia versus Davis. Well, in MMA, this entire year has been great. They had Poirier versus Chandler in the undercard, bro. In the
Bro.
undercard.
That's
And but in terms of historically, boxing is significantly bigger. Not saying
yeah.
better, bigger, right? In terms of numbers, right? The biggest uh, boxing events have been like hundreds of millions of dollars in terms of revenue. And there's nothing like a huge boxing match that brings out like all the big stars, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, all the Sylvester Stallones, all those huge stars come out to watch boxing. But recently, more and more stars are starting to watch UFC matches.
Mhm.
Like Dave Chappelle is starting to go. The guy from what was that, Top Gun? What's his name?
Oh yeah, I don't talking about the young guy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Who was to play
yeah,
Bruce's son,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I forgot the name.
yeah.
I'd have to look it up.
He's been showing up to watch MMA, and not only that, but Mike Tyson has been seen watching the UFC and stuff. So,
Mike's sorry, not Mike. Miles Teller. That's his name.
there's that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's starting to garner more and more attention, and I think if boxing doesn't, get its ish together, UFC and MMA will actually overtake it in terms of popularity with the people
Yeah.
because as of right now, it's just MMA and it's just getting the best to fight the best,
Mm.
and their production and the way they bring up their fighters and the way they talk about their fighters is better than how boxing is doing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
As of right now, I would say slightly I'd be leaning towards MMA, even though I am a huge boxing fan. But I
Mm.
think boxing has so many big fights that they could do that could
Hmm.
outshine and overshadow the UFC like easily. But
Oh yeah, but is there just a lot of politics in that involved? So
yeah, unfortunately, the
yeah.
UFC is only one huge promotional company, and they don't do cross promotional fights with Bellator or one fight. It's
Mm.
only in the UFC. While in boxing, they have Top Rank, uh, Showtime, The Zone, all these other boxing channels that they have. So, fortunately, it is what it is. It's the name of the game, and that's how capitalism works. One is a socialist system where it's only one system, one thing fits all. While in boxing, it's like multiple things.
Yeah, I mean, there are other promotions for MMA, but they're nowhere near as big as the UFC.
Yeah, the UFC has a
So,
huge contractual agreement with the biggest conglomerate, which is Disney in the United States. Disney is so huge; it's owning everything. And
that's
I'm like,
insane.
I can't believe no one has tried to destroy that huge monopoly that is Disney. But it is what it is.
Jeez, dude.
One day Disney might own YouTube.
They already do, dude.
They do?
Yeah, of course.
No, that
They
sounds like I was like that's.
do this. Yeah, yeah. Disney owns YouTube. It's through channels, but yeah, they own YouTube.
They own Hulu. They own ESPN. They own Disney Plus. They own like all the different productions. And fortunately, yeah, there's what that's a different topic for a different day. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a wormhole that we take forever us forever to go down. So
but tell us what you guys think about which is bigger, MMA, MMA slash UFC or boxing. Tell us what you guys think in the comment section below. So, thank you guys for listening to the M&I's podcast. If you enjoyed our content or have anything to say about the things we talked about, please like, comment, and subscribe.
and for sure we are improving every single day. And we always try to give you the absolute best from the M&I's podcast. Help us reach that 1,000 subscriber mark. And we will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.
Peace.